You said something before the race about you don't usually do well in Colorado on the first day. Looked pretty good today. Would you say you rode well today?
Yeah, definitely. I felt awesome. I mean, the course was awesome. It's the first time that I've really been in a course in Colorado that's got true mud and real grass and real off-camber stuff. And you know, the sand section was just a small part of it. It's not like racing at the res. This course was like up and down, twisty and turny, fast sections. It had everything. So it's a really cool course.
Was it? I mean, we saw you with your teammates early on, and then you kind of rode away. I mean, how does that go down? Is that an attack? Is it? Do they kind of? How did you talk about it at all? What's that separation like?
No, it's just, you know, the way that we always want to race is that we want to race the races. We don't want to do anything that, you know, you don't want to see a race where everybody's kind of just rolling around and it doesn't look like a real race. I mean, we're out there racing against each other just as much as we would anyone else. When we can use team tactics, then we would. But you know, just racing out there, we're just going at it, and you know, the race is an hour long. So the first lap to the last lap, anything can happen. I mean, you know, I had a crash the first race of the year. Jamie's crashed before, Jeremy's crashed. It's like anything can happen out there. So when you're racing, you're trying to get as much time as possible.
You spent a lot of that race off the front by yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Well, when you're alone out the front, you can choose the line you want to choose. You can avoid stuff. You can take your time to lead into a couple corners to bring speed up, you know, as high as you can, and then hold it. When you're racing with people, you're always kind of compromising, and you got to race with them, pick their lines if they're in front of you, stuff like that. So it's always faster to ride alone.
How do you rate your fitness right now at this point in the year versus past years?
I feel good. I mean, we were just saying the other day, it's like this time of year, usually about this trip, start getting kind of cracked and being like, well, you know, another plane trip. And the way cross is in the States now, I've only been able to race at home twice, you know, out of the entire fall. It used to be that we would take 2 plane trips a year, you know, maybe one out to here and then one to nationals, and that was it. But now we're on a plane 8-9 times a season. So I'm doing things a little different, trying to take it a little more relaxed and, you know, do my training, but then also rest as much as possible because it is kind of a grind.
One last question. Tell us a little bit about this rig behind. I mean, this is the most impressive setup I've seen at a domestic cyclocross race, you know, domestic cross team yet. When did it come about? Who do you thank? What's going on?
We really are the luckiest guys out here because the Cannondale guys, you know, they've invested in a demo truck like this to go around all the dealers in different regions to try out the new product every year. And you know, usually in the fall, something like this would just be sitting around or going to 1 or 2 events. And you know, Cannondale this year decided to really bring it out and, you know, have it for us. And we've got it at a few of the races, and the races that we do have it at, it's like gold. You know, Troy's the driver. It's got everything set up inside. It's plush. It's got all the wheels we could ever want, all the frames we could ever want. You know, when you have preparation like that and you have guys behind you like that, I mean, that kind of support just makes wins come a whole lot easier.